Hello students, welcome to our online classes. Today we are going to study a story. This is an Iranian story as this story happened in Iran, and the title of the story is The Saphir's Treasure. It is the third chapter of class 6 English book, that is Packed with the Sun. So let us come to the story now. In a village of Iran, there once lived a Saphir. He was very poor. He did not have even a small cottage of his own. He had never been to school or learned to read and write, for there were very few schools in those days. So once there lived a Saphir in Iran. He did not have even a small cottage to live. He was very poor, and he was illiterate, means he never went to school. Though poor and uneducated, this Saphir was very wise. He understood people's sorrows and trouble and helped them face their problem with courage and common sense. Many people came to him for advice. Soon he became famous for his wisdom and friendly nature. The king of that country heard about him and thought of meeting him. So, although the Saphir was poor and uneducated or illiterate, but he was very wise and very honest. He helped the people with his common sense and sound advice, so that he became very famous in his kingdom. The king of that country heard about him and decided to test the Saphir. Disguised as a Saphir and riding on a mule, one day the king came to the cave where the wise Saphir lived. As soon as the Saphir saw the traveler coming towards the cave, he rose to welcome him. He took the tired traveler inside the cave, gave him water to drink and share of his own meager meal. The king rested for the night in the cave and was greatly impressed by the Saphir's hospitality and wise conversation. So that the king heard about him and decided to test the Saphir. Then he dressed himself, means the king dressed himself as a Saphir, means Saphirs, and he met the Saphirs in his cave. The Saphir welcomed the king. He shared his single meal with the king and talked with the king very wisely. Though still tired, the king decided to depart the next morning. He said, "Many thanks for your kindness to a poor traveler. I have a long way to go. Permit me to leave." Then next morning, the king decided to depart the place, and he gave many thanks to the Saphirs and gave him and said to the Saphirs to give him the permit to leave the place. Then, looking straight into the eyes of his guest, the Saphir replied, "Thank you, Your Majesty, for paying me the compliment of a visit." Then the Saphir gave thanks to the Majesty and for giving him the compliments. The king was astonished as well as pleased. "He is indeed very wise," he thought to himself. "I need people like him to work for me." And the king appointed this humble Saphir the governor of a small district. Then the king, surprised After that, the king was surprised. He appointed the shepherds as governor of the district. Although he rose to power and dignity, the shepherd remained as humble as ever. People loved and honored him for his wisdom, sympathy, and goodness. He was kind and just to one and all. His fame as a fair and wise governor soon spread throughout the country. Although the shepherd got the power and dignity, power as well as his high status, but he remained simple as earlier. Now the governor of the province grew terribly jealous of him and began to talk to the king against him. They said he is very dishonest and keep for himself part of the money that he collects as tax from the people. Now what happened? The governor of other province grew terribly jealous and terribly jealous to the shepherd, and they spoke against to the king. They reported that the new governor was kept for himself part of the money that collected as tax from the people, and also the governor added to it to that of iron box. Always keep a iron box. They report to the king that surely the new governor kept with himself a secretly money in that box. Why did he always carry with him? They added, an iron chest. Perhaps he carried in it the treasure that he had secretly collected. After all, they said mockingly, he was an ordinary shepherd and could behave no better. So the governor of the other province complained to the king that the shepherds always carried a iron chest with him, and they complained to the king that he must hide some secretly collected money with him, and they said it mockingly. Mockingly means they unkindly. Okay, he was an ordinary. They said to the king that he was an ordinary shepherd, and he must not be carried the chest, that iron box. At first, the king did not pay attention to these reports, but how long could he ignore these governors and their endless stories about the shepherd? One thing was certain, the king discovered. The new governor did carry an iron chest with him all the time. So the king also noticed that the new governor always carried a iron chest with him. So one day the new governor was summoned to the palace. He came riding on his camel, and to everyone's delight, the famous iron chest was there, fastened securely behind him on the camel's back. So that the king called him to the palace and ordered to open the box. Now the king was angry. He thundered, why do you always carry that iron chest with you? What does it contain? The governor smiled. He asked his servant to bring in the chest. How eagerly the people standing around waited for the shepherds to be found out. But how great was their astonishment, and even of the king himself. So the king called him to the palace. Then the jealous governor saw what they saw. They saw only a old blanket inside the iron box. No gold, no silver, all jewels, but an old blanket was all that came out. Holding it up proudly, the shepherd said, "This is my dear master, this my dear master is my only treasure. I always carry it with me." So, as there was nothing than a old blanket in the iron chest, by seeing that other governor felt very small, as there was not treasure in the iron box, and the treasure means the precious thing, and the new governor that he put his old blanket on that box. But why do you carry such an ordinary blanket with you? Surely you are a governor of a district, the king asked. Then the king asked the new governor or the shepherd's man to asked that why he carried this blanket with him always. To which the shepherd replied with quiet dignity, "This blanket is my oldest friend." For that question, the shepherd replied to the king very dignity that that blanket was his oldest friend, and it will still protect me if at any time your majesty should wish to take away my new clothes. And the wise shepherd answered that the blanket was his oldest friend. So this was his answer, and also the shepherd replied that it would protect him at any time. Then the king gave the new cloak and very pleased with his answer. How pleased the king was, and how embarrassed the jealous governor became to hear the wise man's reply. Now they knew that the shepherd was indeed the humblest and the wisest man in the land. After hearing his answer, other governors feel very small, and the king after his opinion or after his listening his answer, the king gave the new cloak and very pleased with his humility and honesty. He made him the governor of. Then the king made him the governor of a much bigger district that every day. So that's all for the today, and the rest of the chapter or the exercise of this chapter we'll discuss in the next video.